This has to be one of the most disgusting stories I've ever heard in my life. A Texas janitor has received jail time after urinating in multiple women's water bottles at an office, infecting them with STDs. Let's check out the original news story from October 2022, and then we'll talk about his sentence. Let's check it out.
More than a dozen women who say they have now contracted an incurable sexually transmitted disease from a janitor tainting their water bottles at work. Well, they have now filed a lawsuit.
Fox 26's Donnelly Keith is live at the Harris County Civil Courthouse where the suit was filed. Donnelly.
Yeah, 13 Houston women now have herpes simplex virus after investigators say a custodian at their office building was caught on hidden camera doing disturbing things to the water bottles they left on their desks overnight. Detectives say the custodian was intentionally trying to spread to them his incurable sexually transmitted disease.
Is not only terrifying for them, but somewhat humiliating.
This man, Lucio Diaz, is now charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. According to these court documents, that deadly weapon is his bodily fluids.
And his disgusting actions have left many of us with permanent health concerns.
These attorneys are reading statements from the 13 women who have now contracted herpes after they say Diaz was tainting the water bottles they left in their offices when he was supposed to be cleaning the building at night when everyone was gone.
My baby asked me last time, "Mom, you don't love me anymore, that's why you can't kiss me?" I was never one to believe monsters existed until I was proven by humans that they exist.
When water bottles began to smell funny and sometimes had urine in them, one woman left a hidden camera on her desk, and detectives say the custodian, Diaz, is on video unzipping his pants and rubbing himself on the interior and mouth of the bottle. According to the attorneys, the building owner waited 6 days before notifying other tenants in the building, which is full of private physician practices.
Why would the owner wait 6 days before notifying anybody? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
Even after the building management knew about the video, they did not contact the police. Our clients did.
He was allowed to come back in. He continued to conduct himself this way. And there's, who knows how many people picked up their water bottle during that 6 days and were affected by his actions.
Now, according to investigators, when the janitor was allowed to return to work, the woman's hidden camera caught him once again tainting her water bottle. Now, the lawsuit has been filed against everyone from the building owner to the cleaning company that hired the man. The attorneys say they have no idea how many victims are out there. Reporting live downtown.
Man, that is wild. Here is the scumbag right here. How this man contracted an STD in the first place, who knows? He could have been messing with some prostitutes, or who knows what he was doing to get this STD. But it makes me wonder. The management, the building management owner, whatever, didn't notify. 6 days went by. They had footage of this and failed to tell anybody. I mean, was management, that rightfully so, the management had lawsuits filed against them for this. And of course, the company as well, the contract this scumbag. But it makes you think. Wonder, certain things start to go in my head. Did the management have something against the people inside the building, against these women? I don't know, because I mean, for one, people do crazy things. You don't know why. But you also wonder, is there a motive behind it? Obviously, he was trying to get these women sick, but was it just because he's crazy, or was there something else behind it? But this is from Breitbart. A Texas janitor who worked in a Texas medical facility was sentenced this week to 6 years in prison after he spread sexually transmitted disease by urinating in women's water bottles. The man infected at least 13 women. 57-year-old man. This is crazy. Man, you better be careful leaving that stuff around, because you don't expect these things to happen either. These women you don't think that somebody's going to come in and then rub their junk all over your water bottle and put their fluids inside of it. And I can't even imagine what that tasted like. Whew. Don't even want to go there. Let's keep going here from the article. Court documents obtained by Breitbart show that several counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon were dismissed for technical reasons. The cases were re-indicted in 2024. The judgment, signed by 339 District Court Judge Tiva Bell, shows the defendant was sentenced to 6 years at the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. He received a credit for 880 days he spent in the Harris County Jail while awaiting trial. He could become eligible for parole in 215 days. Why? Why would this guy be eligible for parole for any reason? 6 years? You think that's enough? Man, let's keep going. A woman working in the East Houston area medical building became suspicious after tasting. So this is from the news article. So finally, from the video I played earlier, when finally confronted by police, Diaz reportedly admitted to the crime and was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The deadly weapon were his urine and bodily fluids. By January 2023, at least 13 women reportedly tested positive for STDs. The woman filed a lawsuit against Diaz, the cleaning company he worked for, and the owner of the medical building and the management company. The lawsuit seeks $1 million in damages. Oh, man. Diaz signed admonishments and a judicial confession to the crimes during his plea bargain process. The Harris County District Clerk's website lists Diaz as a U.S. citizen. However, in the admonishments document signed by Diaz and his attorney, the attorney made several marks emphasizing a paragraph warning the immigration consequences for non-U.S. citizens. Diaz also signed he speaks Spanish and had a translator review the documents with him. Breitbart, Texas contacted immigration officials to learn if Diaz is a U.S. citizen and if ICE has any records on him. An immediate response was not available at press time. A written statement from one of the victims said, "His disgusting actions have left many with permanent health concerns. This is something they'll have to deal with for the rest of their lives, and that's a tragedy." Unbelievable stuff right there. So let's get into what this is they contracted from this guy. Herpes simplex, also called HSV, herpes simplex virus. Herpes is an infection that is caused by herpes simplex virus. Oral herpes causes cold sores around the mouth or face. Genital herpes affects the genitals and the rear end. Genital herpes is a sexually transmitted infection. It affects same stuff. Other herpes infections can affect the eyes, skin, or other parts of the body. The virus can be dangerous in newborn babies or people with weak immune systems. There are two types of HSV. HSV type 1 most commonly causes cold sores. It can also cause genital herpes. HSV type 2 is the usual cause of genital herpes, but it can also infect the mouth. It spreads through direct contact. Some people have no symptoms. Others get cold sores near the area where the virus has entered the body. They turn to blisters, become itchy and painful, and then heal. Man, most people have outbreaks several times a year. Over time, you get them less often. Medicines that help your body fight the virus can lessen symptoms and decrease outbreaks. So the good news is that they can treat this. They can lessen the symptoms, but there's something they have to deal with for the rest of their lives. And this should have never happened. That is absolutely disgusting. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, these things right here just make my stomach turn, man. Whew. But 6 years, I don't think that's enough for this guy. I think he should not be on parole, because he can do the exact same thing to somebody else. Whew, man, why do people do these things? I don't know. Do you remember those back in school? I don't know. Back when I was in middle school, you had to go to an assembly or something. You had to go down to the auditorium. They had a big presentation of STDs and abstinence and things like that. And I remember they had to call your parents. You had to call your parents to verify that they were okay with you going to this event. And I called my mom and I said, "Hey, I I didn't want to say, I knew what it was, but I didn't want to tell her over the phone that what this assembly or whatever this presentation was about. I said, there's an assembly and they want to call to verify that it's okay if I go. And she said, what is it? I said, I don't know. It's just something that they wanted to call your parents to make sure it's okay. She's like, well, what is it? I said, I don't know. She's like, okay, go ahead and go. I don't know what it is. I see, I don't know what it is either. So I didn't want to say what it was about. That's just an awkward thing to say over the phone to your mother, in my opinion. So to this day, she doesn't know that I went to an assembly or whatever it's called. That I went to a presentation about STDs in 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, or whatever it was. So yeah, there's that. I'm going to leave that right there. This was a disgusting story, but I thought I'd share it with you because there's a lot more going on than, robbers and things like that, murderers. There are a lot more crazy people. There are a lot of crazy people out there doing these disgusting, harmful acts to people. So just be careful. Don't leave your water bottle. See, I'm getting tongue twisted like the guy in the beginning of the of the video. Don't leave your water bottle lying around at night because crazy things could happen to it. So somebody, you might get the urge to have relations with water bottles. So it's a weird fetish. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Take care.